everybody, welcome to this channel. I'm Kouki. For this video, as you can see, is how to control your mind. Well, first, let me explain, okay? I'm not talking about a certain group of people, like who are they. So I would actually explain what it is in the following. But first, let me give a brief introduction of why I want to speak on this topic. It's because, as you know, we are surrounded by all kinds of information, and they are with various agendas. So it is important for all of us individually to have this awareness, or even to spot red flags or green flags, right? Because it's really about the intent of how people utilize the technique of mind control, and that would be also something I would like to share in the following in this video as to how can we utilize mind control for. It could be for some people use it for harm, and some people use it for good, right? So I would talk about both. And my intent of sharing this personal understanding on mind control is actually pretty practical, but also for educational purpose. And the main intent is to help us all to raise awareness on any related situations and any related issues, so then we can see into it and also beyond it. Okay, so that is the intent. I look extra fluffy today, I know. So that is my intent. And so now the overview of this video would be how are we gonna divide the video. I'm gonna put this video into 3 parts. So the 3 parts would be first of all would be me talking about who are they, and the second part would be about the mind control thing, like dissecting into it and understanding what it is, how it works. The third part of this video would be on the usage of mind control. I would be talking about how certain people might use it for self-gain, so would turn into harm, and how some other people would use it for positivity. Okay, so this is what it is, and let's get started. I'm so fluffy. Okay, let's keep going. So for the first part is who are they, right? Who are they? Who am I referring to when it comes to how they control your mind? The they, basically, I mean, is in our everyday lives. These could be, I'm just throwing out examples. This could be used in many different contexts. It could be through advertising. Okay, it could be through luxury brand, fashion houses. So that would be part of the advertising and marketing. It could be through religion. It could be through politics. It could be through media. Okay, so that's why I said I'm not talking about a certain group of people doing this. It's simply be aware of all these they, because they can be in the news, they can be on your TV, they can be on a poster, they can be that you walk by in the street, they can be in a supermarket. So now, no need to be paranoid. Is not no need to be hyper vigilant. No, it's simply to be aware. Okay, it's just to be aware, and understand such potential qualities of the mind control. Because once we are aware of this, we then have this autonomous thinking to stand our ground and know where we stand, right? So when we know where we stand individually, we would not be able to be mind controlled that easily. So this is why I would like to share this here, so then you get the idea of how you can control your own mind. Okay, this is for personal development and also for self-awareness. Okay, now, so that is the first part of who are they? Who are they? The second part is, how is the mind being controlled? How is the mind being controlled? Now, this is something that I learned from someone, not someone else, like some other online contents, and I heard it from somewhere else. So I did not coin it, okay? Now, it's from, this technique, or say this, what I'm going to say in the following is called FATE, fate. Fate, okay? But it's, of course, we're going to expand into what it is. Fate, F means focus. A, authority. T, tribe. Tribe, Tribe, okay, tribe. E, emotion. So as long as anyone utilizes FATE to cause a person or individuals to be in this particular design of FATE, that somebody portray it, okay, somebody designed such a FATE, a setting. If anyone buys into this setting, that person is basically being controlled. Okay, now let's use example. Now, focus, authority, tribe, and emotion. What is focus? Let's go into focus first, okay? Focus is when you have the attention. Now, say you are having focus on me now, right? This channel, you're having focus on me. You're paying attention to what I'm saying. Now, this attention that you're giving here, right? It means that you're absorbing the information that I'm speaking, that I'm telling you. Any kind of information, when a person is very focused on something, right? You would naturally, this is concentration. It means that you would receive this information much more deeply than if you are not focused, right? It's just general truth. Say if you're in class, you are very focused one day, listening to your teacher, then you would absorb that knowledge very well, right? More solid. But if you are like, your mind is like wandering all around, you would not have absorbed it as solid as if you were very concentrated, right, in the class. So there's focus. So if you're very focused on listening to what I'm saying right now, it means that your brain is taking it in a very high functioning way, right? And what would that be? It would become part of your belief system. Okay, it is information, right? You see that? It's a process. Even if we're between screens, it's a process. So be aware of what or where you put your focus on, because it's basically you're taking in, consuming. It's like how you consume food, what kind of food you consume. So it's whatever you focus on, whatever information you take in, that's what you're feeding your brain. That's for your belief system and also your subconscious mind. Okay, because a lot of our actions actually are operating from our subconscious mind. And when we are not aware of the subconscious mind, nurturing our subconscious mind, the health of our subconscious mind, a lot of our actions could be quite harmful to oneself and also to other people because of an unhealthy subconscious mind. Okay, as in the belief system that is held within that, as relating to that aspect of it. So that's focus, right? If you have attention, that brings in a lot of control. Yeah, Okay, now that's the first thing. F, focus. I will give examples afterwards. So A, I just want to go through FATE first. Now A, authority. Authority, you basically you can think of any kind of authority figures. Somebody has a high status, high profile in society. Somebody has a title in a particular company. Even if when, say, if you go to even just a fast food restaurant, okay, I'm not going to mention names, okay, but the one that is red and yellow. So if you go to fast food restaurants, if there's something happened and you actually want to speak to, you wouldn't want to speak to the trainee, right? You want to speak to the manager. So that's authority. You see how us humans, we see it in a hierarchical way, that if someone has a higher title, that means they have more authority, right? But it is true. In fact, it is true, because they do hold more power when it comes to us relating to titles, right? Status. It's true. Power as in the more that they can control or respond to, giving you more information in a sense, and how they can tackle the situation. As comparing to the trainee, he might not be able to do so. You know, the general manager and the trainee. So you would naturally choose to talk to the authority figure than the trainee. This is something very day-to-day living, right? Now, if we move it to a higher perspective, authority, if we say in a religious context. Now, if I say Jesus has said something this. Jesus has said, I'm the way, I'm truth, I'm life. You know, say if he ever said a phrase like this. And what people usually would do is to quote the important people in the past, in history, so to support their argument. Right? Isn't it? So a lot of people would quote maybe like which president in the past, or which spiritual figure in the past, they have said this in order to support their argument. That's authority. Right? That's authority. And people would feel more convinced because of that. That's quoting. Quoting is just one way of how we human is so attracted to authority. That's what I'm trying to portray here. You see? You see what I'm trying to say? Is this, you see, when I say Jesus, or if I say Buddha has said it, or whoever, a great political figure before has already passed away, has ever said this, okay? This is about credibility and also authority. We are our minds, humans, are very, very attracted to these kind of authority figures. Okay, and we feel more convinced when any of such evidences are being added to the argument, okay? So that's what it is. That's authority. Now, T, tribe. What is tribe? Tribe is that you feel included and you feel like there's a community. Okay, so there's more than one person that now I'm gonna give you an example. Say if you are being your friend, one of your friends is trying to convince you something. Okay, a certain idea of something. So just between you and this friend, you can't really say who is right or wrong, right? But of course, after all, it's just standpoints, right? This is what I have been saying, but I'm just giving an example here. Now, say if here it comes, two more friends of yours, okay? And now they come here, and then you two, in the midst of this argument, discussion, I'll say, you guys ask the other two friends, how do they see this? Regarding this idea? And now two of them both think that the two of them both think that your friend has a better idea or has a better perception on this entire situation or issue. You see, there's a tribe there, right? You feel that they have more power, right? Do you feel that? Like, because there are more people on that side. That's a tribe. But it is just a very day-to-day living thing. But you see, the human mind would be very attracted to when there are more people together. It means that it seems more valid. It seems more legit. Maybe you would even start to doubt yourself because 3 of your friends stand together and think that idea is better. You might start to doubt yourself. Oh, maybe I really interpreted it wrong, or you might start to doubt. You see, maybe, but it's not that you're wrong though, but you might start to doubt. You see how this mind can be controlled just because of this. Now see, if you move it to a greater scale of not just between you and your friends, if it's actually in the society, it's very easy to be manipulated just because of the number of people there on the other side. Now say, if you're being accepted into that particular community, how would you feel? You feel like you're one of them and you feel important. A community, a tribe. Then you might do whatever they want you to do, or whatever they do, because you want to feel important, just as important as they do, as them. Okay, be aware. Now that is T, tribe. E, emotion. Emotion. Now I'm gonna use K-pop. K-pop. You see, why is it that a lot of people love K-drama? They love the K-pop, the K-pop stars, celebrities. It's a fantasy. It's an idea. It's because it is very, very. People have their emotions very attached to the Korean fantasy, the entertainment industry. Now, it's not. This is not just only happening to K-pop. I'm just using K-pop as an example because a lot of people would resonate with that, or even Japanese anime, right? Because it gives you an emotional attachment, resonation. When you watch the dramas, you feel the sadness of the characters, of the actors and actress, right? And you also feel the love of the story. You feel the betrayal even, happened in the storyline, all supported by different kinds of sound effects, music, through editing. This would then cause us, the audience, to feel very immersed in such a production, such a movie or such a drama. And even for the K-pop celebrities, the ones who sing, the really famous girls group or boys group, why do they have so many followers or fans? It's because people form such a emotional bond, emotional attachment, mainly emotional attachment to that particular celebrity, because they find similarity with this particular celebrity, and so they would project their perfect selves out onto that celebrity. They want this. It's emotional. It's emotion. It's all about playing with emotions, would then cause a person to put another person on a pedestal. You see that? That is already being controlled in a sense. That's why I said it's not about a group of people, as referring to the they. It's happening everywhere, but I said it's just about being aware of it. Okay, just be aware. Nothing scary, just be aware, and so you know where you stand. Just see beyond it. Okay? See through it, see beyond it, see into it. So that's FATE, right? Focus, authority, tribe, emotion. If a person can, apply any of this, this is literally just how you hack the human mind. How you hack the human mind, the to gain the control. Okay, a lot of people might use it, might not be in a very positive way, but I would actually say it's a pretty unconscious way. Yeah, that's a better way of describing it. Not many people would use it in a very conscious way, but now that if you already know it, it would be very nice of you to use it in a very positive way, right? So that's what I'm gonna share in the following. Which is the usage of it. Okay, the usage of it. How can we use FATE in different ways? I'm gonna give 3 types of usage. Now you can come up with your own, right? Be creative and use it for good, okay? Use it for good, for goodness. So now type 1 would be for self-gain. Type 2 would be for personal growth, for oneself. Yeah, we can always, because FATE is a tool. It's a tool. So for any tool, we can always use it for however we want it, but it always depends on the intent. Just as how AI is, how the internet is, how money is, how the phone is, right? They are all tools. They are all neutral. They're all neutral. It depends on the user's intent. So the second type would be for personal growth. The third type of FATE usage would be for collective goodness, for the better, for the greater good of humanity. So let's get into type 1 first. Now type 1, or say example 1, okay? Example of FATE usage for self-gain. I've mentioned quite a few examples already just now, right, for self-gain. Now, for some people, if they use FATE for self-gain, it could be for, it could be for scam. Like an example would be scamming, or even con man, or con woman, right? For self-gain. These are really examples for self-gain. Say how. If they want to focus on FATE, we're just gonna go through this FATE. Now I'm explaining this because my intent is that through me dissecting how it works for self-gain, you will then able to spot whatever's around you if they happen to have similar patterns as to what I'm going to describe in the following. Okay, that's my intent. Okay, so say if a con man or con woman, they want to scam, you know what, I'm gonna use the very recent case that everybody's talking about, the Epstein. Okay, so this one, let's use this case. Okay, FATE, how can it be mind controlled? All the girls. Okay, I'm just using it as a case study. Now focus. What is the focus there? The focus is they would usually take one of the girls, isolate them, and talk to them, right? I'm not going to say names, okay? I'm not going to say names. It's just that they would talk to them. They gain their focus first through conversation. And what they would direct this person's, the victim's focus would be to, I'm helping you. I'm giving you information that would help you grow better, to be living better. I'm offering you something. And so through this conversation, they've already gained the victim's focus. Okay, because one-on-one conversation is the easiest way to gain focus. because it's just me and you. And you would have your full attention on me when I'm speaking, just as how we are now, okay? So be aware. Okay, be aware. No need to be scared. I'm just telling you that this is how it usually works. Now focus, just as how you have to focus on me now, right? So have that witness consciousness in you. Have that witness consciousness in you, but no fear. Say, now the focus in one-on-one conversation is established. A, authority. Authority is that these people, they are rich. They're very rich, and the victim knows it because they're in the mansion, right? They're in it. I don't need to say much more, right? Authority, rich people have a lot of power, okay? Now, tribe, T. What is the tribe thing? There are two aspects of this. Tribe is that they know they have a big group, because they're rich. Authority. The victims know that they have a big group behind this rich people or person. So there's a tribe behind it. There's a lot of power behind it. And so the victims would not feel safe to do anything about it or expose or even run away. They feel doomed already. Okay, now that's one aspect. The second way is that, okay, maybe I can just become one of them. Tribe. And so, like, not like to surrender the resistance. Okay, not even to resist anymore. Just to become part of it. Even if they actually don't want to, you see, that's being controlled already. Even if they don't want to. Their heart says no, but their mind says yes. E, emotion. Fear. Fear and also lust. Why? Because it's more of fear. But what about the lust? It's the desire for more money or for stability. Okay, so it's a false sense of security though. It's false. It's a false sense of security that when you do what they tell you to do and you would then get the money, that's playing with their false security, which is giving them money. That's lust in a sense, the greed or desire, okay? That's emotion. At the same time, it's fear. Because they know that, the victims know that they can't really, because they're powerful, they're authority figures. Because, so you see, through fear and greed or false sense of security, basically insecurity then, okay? That's controlled. So you see, FATE all applied. That's why the victims would be silenced in a sense. It's not that it's that they don't want to even speak up for themselves, even after the incidents have happened. It's like only after 10 years would they actually speak up for themselves. And over this period of time, they have already endured severe depression, anxiety disorder, or even any kind of mental disorders. But still, they didn't speak up until now, or recently, right? If recently. So you see how the mind can be controlled in this way. That is an example of self-gain. Okay, so that's done. I'm just giving examples so we can read the red flags. Now the second type of usage, second way of usage for this FATE would be for personal growth. Okay, what can it be? Personal growth. Say FATE. First, the first one is focus, authority, tribe, and emotion, right? We can use this as the tool to help ourselves to learn better, to self-discipline, and for personal growth, basically for personal development. Now, how can it be? Let me break it down. Now for focus, right? Focus, I'm writing it now. Focus, usually if it's through interaction, right? Then it would be you listening to me, isn't it? Now what can we do for personal growth is focus on yourself. Of course, right? Focus on yourself. That is first thing. Now, second way of seeing it, to utilizing this focus, is to be specialized in a certain path. Specialization in a certain path, meaning your life path. Focus on what your strengths are, developing them, and expanding your skill sets, your potentials. That's focus, right? That's focus. Okay, so again, F for focus, but in this particular context for personal growth is focus on yourself, your self-growth, and also find that specialization of yours, your path, that would unleash your highest potentials. Focus on that, okay? Dedicate that on that. Now, the second one is A, authority. Authority in this context for personal growth would be self-autonomy. Okay, self-autonomy. You are the authority figure for yourself. You stand your own ground and you know yourself. Okay, that is self-autonomy. Meaning, if in a spiritual sense, is you claim your sovereignty. You are a sovereign being. Okay, you are a sovereign being. So that is authority. Now T is tribe, right? Find yourself a good community that vibes with you, that is supportive, and that is loving, caring, good vibes. Okay, that's tribe. Find the like-minded people, the kind of supportive networks that propel you towards positivity, towards personal growth, that you guys can discuss together on the particular projects that you all share, or even exchanging ideas, right? That is growth. So this is also through interaction. But so put yourself, find a certain community, even clubs, book clubs, or such and such, movie clubs, so to get yourself in touch with people that share similar ideas, similar interests, so then you can grow through such interaction, healthy interaction. Emotions, E. What can it be for personal growth? Emotion. Manage your emotion. That is emotional regulation, right? Self-regulation. That's one. But also, be aware of what kind of music you listen to, because music actually would really influence how we feel. Music, okay? Different sorts of music. If you listen to heavy metal, you might be more angry, okay? It causes you to have more anger if it's heavy metal. Just an example. It doesn't have to be like that. I'm just giving out an example. If you listen to softer music, melodies, then you might actually feel more at ease. Very likely, because we are very affected by sound, frequency, and emotions that are encapsulated in this music. Okay? It's just a matter of fact. It's just a matter of fact. So, say if you listen to classical music, you might feel more royal. But also you will feel more classy, and also not having much thoughts, because they don't have lyrics. Because languages would cause us to think. Lyrics, okay, would cause us to think in a sense. That's the mind, okay? But if there are no lyrics, then usually you might have imagination, but you would not really think. Yeah, you would be able to enjoy the music much easier just as it is. So that is the way how we can tame our emotion and to familiarize ourselves with emotions, our own emotions. Okay, and through these ways, focusing on oneself, on ourselves, and also monitoring what we absorb as well, right? The information, that's focus. Specialization on a certain path that we are passionate about. Second one is authority, self-autonomy. Okay, know where one stands, know what you want, know what you need. Now, third, tribe, find a supportive, loving community for you to exchange ideas with, for you to interact with, so to brainstorm, so to learn, so to grow together. Okay, now, fourth one, emotion. Manage your own emotion, self-regulation, meaning, and also be aware of what kind of music you listen to, or whatever that can actually influence your emotion. Be aware of it and adjust accordingly towards positivity, that you feel much more calm, more peace within yourself. Okay, so that's how you mind control your own mind for personal growth. Okay, now third one, so that would be the last one. Last one would be for collective good, using FATE for collective good, right? You know what? I'm gonna use my own channel as an example, okay? Like, just joking, not really. FATE for I'm gonna use this channel as an example. There are many out there, okay? I just thought of using my own channel. So say if Kouki, this channel, FATE, what is it that I'm gonna set as the intent? Say to utilize FATE. The focus of this channel would be already written in the biography. No, the bio of the channel, which is for personal development, psychoanalysis, meta-level thinking, spirituality, and cosmic channeling. Right? So these would be the focus of the channel. And so whoever would feel resonated with these aspects of field of studies or field of discussion, okay, these topics, they would naturally be drawn to this channel. Focus. Okay? And my intent is for collective good, for wellness, for all, the well-being of all, right? This channel is dedicated for that. So the focus is already there. Now, authority of this, when it comes to this channel, Kouki, is that no, everyone is a co-creator here. There's not really like an authority figure. Yes, I'm speaking here, but everyone is welcome to express their own opinions. So meaning, I advocate on self-autonomy. Like, you are good, I'm good, she is good, he is good. Be yourself and express your truth. Autonomy. Okay, that's A. It is also authority, right? Because it is the authority of each of us. Okay, you, he, she, we. Each of us. Authority figure of ourselves. T, tribe. This channel is a kind of like a community to gathering people who think similarly, and also having shared interests with regarding the 5 focuses, in the sense, right, that I just mentioned. And it is a space where people can express themselves in a safe way, that they would not feel judged, that they understand that they won't be harmed. So this is a space, this is a community where everyone feels included and understood. Tribe, community, loving, supportive. Okay? Now, E, emotion. People do express their emotions here a lot, isn't it? Through the comments. And that's great. Okay? Now, say, for example, one of the videos that got bam, like got really high views was the how women control men, right? So a lot of people express their emotions, their experiences, their stories, and how they see women, or even how they see men themselves. These are all emotional connections in a genuine way, and people feel heard and feel understood. They then form, in fact, a healing space for themselves, right? And that is emotions. Emotions connect people and make anything much more cohesive, come together. It forms cohesion. So now, that's the example that I used, using Kouki, this channel, as an example. Now, so you can see that if we utilize FATE on a greater scale, as in to form a community, you see, because it's, when I said about FATE, it's not what I just mentioned for each of them. It is not really about me. It's not really about me. It's the channel. Is this channel is that FAT is being utilized to form this channel as a space for people to grow, including myself. So now what I'm suggesting is that whenever we set up anything for collective good, for people, it's important to not identify oneself, whoever set it up, identify oneself with that platform or channel or community. And this, because if I inject my personal interest into this, it would then not actually be for collective good in a sense, because I'm not allowing other people to express the way that they want. I'm imposing what I want onto them. So then that would, if unconscious, it could easily turn into self-gain. All right? But because this channel is a service channel, it is not for business. So that's what I'm trying to say here, okay? That's what I'm suggesting. I'm more of an experimental person, so that's why I'm sharing this with you as a case study for this channel. It's more of an experimental. I do things in a more experimental way. So I want to share with you all here that this is what I've learned so far. As in regulating this channel. And I see the importance of understanding how to utilize FATE in a very conscious way, as what I just expressed, right? So it's about this platform, or this channel is a service channel, and so it would naturally not about me at all, because whatever I just mentioned is not even about me. No, for focus is the 5 topics. I'm just here to share what I understand. A, authority is that everyone is their own authority, autonomous, self-autonomy. And then T is a space for everyone to express themselves, even if I am the one who's expressing here as well, right? If you see, it's just I am the one posting, but I'm just the one posting videos, but you guys are the ones posting comments. I'm also expressing, you're also expressing, okay? Emotion is that I would respond to your stories, and you guys would share your stories on this platform, on this channel with each other, and some people would feel very connected and resonating. And even I would share my own personal stories here, and people would feel connected to my stories. And so the emotional understanding and healing would naturally be formed along the process of it, right? This entire growth of this channel. I'm part of it, yet I'm not in the middle. I'm the one that's regulating it, but I am conscious of not injecting my personal interest in it. So I'm just sharing here. This is what I have learned throughout this a journey, okay, of starting this channel. And I hope that as it could serve as a case study for others to see into the operation of similar platforms or channels. So that's what it is. And I hope you have received or have gained certain insights for yourself. And thank you so much for listening as well and looking at me like a fluffy polar bear. Oh. So, okay, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have gained any kind of good things from this video, please give it a thumbs up. And thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.